I'm worried that we will both lose our ability to empathize with people who have a different life journey than we do, and that we will give up on the concept of truth. Because social media has amplified so much opinions and theories. All opinions and all theories now, and it's a cacophony of opinions and theories out there on social media. We are not discriminating them. What we are tending to do now, I notice it in society, is we are tending to throw our arms up and say, well, I can't discern wheat from chaff anyway. I can't tell what's true and what's not. Therefore, nothing's true. This is exactly what Russian propaganda tries to achieve. The Kremlin propaganda is not Soviet propaganda. Soviet propaganda was, we will give you an alternative reality, and that reality you should believe to be true. What the Kremlin does is, we'll tell you A, then 2 hours later we tell you B, then you go back to A, and then we say, no, actually it's C, and it will make you throw your arms up and say there is no truth, or at least it's impossible for me to ever know the truth. And that will cause social disengagement, which is exactly what's happening in Russia. People think they cannot know what the truth is of what's happening in Ukraine, so there's nothing to do to resist. There's nothing to fight against. There's nothing to try to stop. And by the time they realize what's going on, they are already in the trenches, in the meat waves. It's too late then. I mean, it's heinous. Let's set the suffering of the Ukrainians aside, but it's heinous what the Russian government is doing to Russian men. They're considering them like cattle, like disposable. They are more. It's better to have a Russian die and make the Ukrainians spend 3 rounds of ammunition than to not do so. And why is that happening? Why is a people accepting that? Well, because we are losing our connection with the very idea of truth. We are giving up on the possibility of learning what is true, because there is so much falsehood. We are now concluding that it's all false. That's how governments demobilize a population. A population becomes like sheep. The moment a population is divorced from the concept of truth, you can do anything you want with them, because they don't believe in anything. If they don't believe in anything, they will never mobilize against anything, because they don't know that it's true. And this worries me, the idea that nothing is true. It's happening in the West. It's not only Russia. To a lesser degree, it is happening in the West. It's happening in my country, in the Netherlands, certainly in the US. So that's one point of concern. And the other one is that we become unable to relate to somebody who has had a different life journey. That let's take the US as an example of an extraordinarily polarized country. The urbanites, the liberal urbanites, think that heartland people are just ignorant. They're stupid and ignorant, and there is no validity to their grievances. This is incredibly dangerous. But one, it isn't true. If you had had the life journey they had, you would be grieving just like the way they do. You would be protesting against the things they protest against. You would know that intellectual elites and urbanites have been poo-pooing them and putting them down for decades. Considering them lesser beings, stupid and easy to dismiss, because what do they know anyway? This is incredibly dangerous for 2 reasons. One, it polarizes society and leads to unrest and conflict. And 2, it makes you miss out on the important things of life that they have and you don't. But because you dismiss and poo-poo them, you will never get to see what they have and you don't. And that will make your life much poorer. And if you could just for one moment be them for 30 seconds, then you would realize how much more richness there could be in your life. So it's a tragedy in many levels, many senses in which it's a tragedy. There's lack of empathy and divorcing from the very notion of objective truth. That's what worries me the most. I think we can go easily to hell on a handbasket because of these two things.
Yeah. Truth and love, these two sides of the same coin. That's the way I'm holding it. Maybe that's what we fundamentally are on the deepest level. So it's this sense of also being disconnected, fundamentally disconnected from mind at large or nature at large, or